Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. And in this wasteland future world, there are robots going around cleaning everything. They're not doing a good job, and no one really knows how to fix them when they break, but they are cleaning, and they're trying their damnedest. So, basically what you want to start with, it's like a piece of sprue or toothpick or something, and you want a piece of cardboard curved around it like so. You don't need much glue. Okay. And that's going to be his front roller slash vacuum piece. But first, I should have thought ahead. I'm going to pull that off of there. I'm going to get some glue and some cardstock. I'm going to trim that around so we have a nice congruous, or not congruous, we have a nice circle. I don't know why I said congruous. Nothing about this should be congruous. It's just a circle. There we go. Now let's try it again. Nice. And so we want to get our little sucker piece, our little vacuum piece on here. We just need the tiniest dab of glue to do it. Curl that back a little bit so you can still see what it is. And then turn it so that it goes back that way on the base. We're going to get another piece of sprue or whatever you find here. I found a piece of toothpick. Something like that. Now I need a bead. And I knew I said beads out. I just couldn't remember where I put them. I want a kind of a small bead. And I'm just going to have it sitting on there like that. Okay. Now for legs, I didn't really have a plan there. So for legs, we're going to get 2 pieces of sprue cut off. Like that. These are going to be his little feet. Okay. Now I don't want these to be overly sticky uppy, so I'm going to try to just put a dab of glue to hold that. Let me turn it this way. Oh hell. You bastard. There we go. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spread that around on that surface, then I'm going to get my little feet. Stick them where I want them. There we go. Okay. Now we need some little wire to go from the feet to the body. And what I want to do is I want to kind of have these wrapped around a toothpick so that they're sturdy. And then I'm going to snip off that toothpick. Get a little glue on it. I'm going to stick it in there like that. Okay. Now this is moving around and not super sturdy, so we're gonna have to sturdy that up, and it's not gonna be an easy process to make it stop moving. So we're gonna get some glue and let it run down. Smear around on there, and we'll sprinkle baking soda on it by hand, and that'll make it really sturdy. Need a little more glue. Okay. Now, get rid of a little bit of extra stuff there. All right, so we want to bend our legs in such a way that we can attach them to our feet. Oops. This one's a little bit long. Just like that. Get a little bit of glue back on that. This glue is not behaving. Try this one. Here we go. Okay. And we want this to be on those feet connected, so we're just going to sprinkle some glue there to get them anchored in place. Okay. So you have the vacuum coming out of the front part, you have the little legs coming off the back part. You're going to snip that off. And you're going to get another little bead about that size. Okay. Now I need something really small, like a disc. And a piece of sprue. You want to kind of center that up and just push it down a little bit forward. And you get something that can be his face. Get a tiny dab of glue on that. Mount it on the front like that. Now you have that little hole in the back to cover up. a little piece of sprue would fit in there. No, it just wouldn't. All right, that's no problem. We're just gonna get a little piece of sprue like this. I'm gonna put a little dab of glue on that hole. Shove that sprue piece over it the best we can. And cover that hole up with that piece of sprue. Now we're just gonna get our blowtorch. Deal with any spider webs we have. Okay. We need to get some super glue and cinch all this stuff together to make sure it's got a permanent home. Okay. And I'm just going to sprinkle some baking soda on that. There's a couple little things I'd like to add detail-wise. I'm just going to use this piece of game board because it's shiny to put some glue on. I'm going to use these little bead painting things, these little jewel painting things that my wife and mom have extras of. There you go, a little something like that. I need something really tiny to be his mouth. Here's a little tiny piece of this stuff, cardstock. Let's see if I can't cut me a tiny little mouth out of that. Oop, dropped it. Dropped it. Having trouble cutting something that small. All right. Tools out of my way. I don't think we're gonna need them anymore. Let's take a look at this dude. And he just roams around, walking around, shuffling, cleaning up garbage. People spit on him and throw rocks at him and pieces of metal. It's a game to torment these guys. This base coat him in black. After I base coat him in black, I'm going to hit him with primer red real quick, just from a distance, and give him a dusting. Now, this gentleman has an extremely terrible life. He's called a Happy Vac. But if you look at him, he doesn't look happy. Because somebody thought it'd be funny. Paint him sad. Not paint him sad. Change his mouth out to a sad mouth. So these are called Happy Vacs. And they're usually red and yellow. They have a yellow face. going to use a cheapy synthetic brush to do this. And their vac pole is silver, so their vacuum piece here is yellow. Just that overcover part. Okay. And then their body, oh, their feet are yellow too, sorry. Their ugly little feet are yellow. You're thinking, why do I need a miniature for this? Can it fight? Well, not really. It can get in somebody's way or make a distraction, but you can buy one relatively inexpensive. People just take them off the street and break into them and change their rules. All the time. So you can buy one of these bad boys for next to nothing. Get your own Happy Vac for pretty cheap. I mean, cheap's relative. Tired of running the vacuum all over your house and town? Tired of hiring workers that just don't want to get the job done? What you need is Happy Vac. A fully functional android that's completely happy to vac for you. They don't get tired. They don't ask for a different job. They don't ask for a raise. They just vacuum and vacuum and vacuum. Get yours today at www.happyvac.wibs. I'll get a little bit of metallic here and do my base kind of like in the customary design of all the bases in this world, with a base of metallic and then some reddish brown dabbed around, and then some of that lighter color that I get, and do some scuzz. There we go. All right, let's get some metallic. Oh, way too much. Damn it. I'm going to switch to a brush with a little more control. Do the back of the head. This neck part. Shit. I was just talking all that smack about more control. A little stem. His vac tube. Ooh. The side of his rollers. His legs. That ring around his head. Be real careful not to make a mess out of that. He's starting to look pretty happy. I'm going to get a small brush and do his face. I already have some black out. We'll just use that. Let's dry him off. He's looking a little too clean. So we're going to get that brush we had, a smaller one. We're going to wipe it out. Get a little bit of this metallic. Beat him up some. And let's get that black. Some water. And let's let everybody see that he is leaking grease out of his midsection. The ground is a little grungy. And there, my little friends, you didn't have to worry your ugly little heads. There is a Happy Vac. Yes, he's a vac. He's happy. He walks up to a device, backs into it with that, and blows all the garbage out of him that he's vacuumed up. Does he actually pick up garbage anymore? Does he actually work? Probably not. These things are hundreds of years old. Nobody really knows how to work on them. So they're just kind of destitute and roaming around, wasting energy and oil. So anyways, if you like what I'm doing here on the channel, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all that happy crappy that helps the channel grow. Leaving comments is part of that, I suppose. Check out the Discord and the website. Those are both linked in the description. And there's a discount code down there for 25% off your first month of Dungeon Swag Miniatures, a subscription service where we send you a box of miniatures ready to be assembled and painted for your tabletop adventures. It might be orcs one month, and gnolls the next, and goblins the next, and bugbears the next, and dwarven warriors the next, and barbarians the next. And it just goes on and on and on. Maybe there'll be some shark people sometimes. Who knows? But we send you a box of monsters to build your collection out. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.